Well, first of all, let me thank you for this opportunity to thank our organizers, Frede Heber Stiftung and the European Movement in Montenegro, and to welcome once again my dear friend and the great mayor of Tirana, Mr. Veliaj, and our friends from Sarajevo and from Rijeka. Let me just refer to what Erion said about the difficulties and challenges that we all face trying to build something together in the region. Often without any concrete support from the places where we expect support to come from. Our biggest contribution, perhaps not so obvious, to the European perspective of this region is our cooperation, because while political relations are very complicated, and I'm afraid are getting more and more complicated, and I'm afraid that we're drifting away more and more from our European course as a region as a whole, the mayors are actually finding ways to talk to each other, to cooperate and to be friends. And I think that this is a good occasion, good opportunity to send out that message. You asked about our situation in Podgorica. I think with all due respect and the challenges that he's facing, and it's not easy to run such a big city as Tirana, and he's doing a fantastic job. It's much easier when you have government on your side. I did try to reach out to the new government on many occasions. In 2 days, it will be 10 months since I wrote to our Prime Minister asking for a meeting. Running a city that contributes about 60% to our GDP, where at any moment in time you have at least 1/3 of the population of this country, and I'm still waiting for a response. Not to mention the lack of support for our infrastructural projects, not to mention the lack of normal communications. So I do envy my friend from Tirana for having government on his side, and under normal circumstances it would not make any difference who is in charge nationally, locally. Unfortunately, in Montenegro it does, which has complicated our life to a huge extent. It is up to us, being loyal to the ideological principles that brought us together today, to the idea of social democracy, the people that believe genuinely in the EU perspective is the course with no alternative for the countries of this region to be very insistent and to really use these and opportunities like these to send out good messages, because that is what we need more than anything else at the moment. Of course, we can talk about the possibility of intensifying communication, enriching our cooperation, using EU funds. There are some good examples, just to bring some silver lining, like Western Balkans investment framework. There have been some initiatives recently that give us some hope that things may be changing. But for the moment, given the civilizational regression that we're experiencing, and the problems that you have all across the region, which then have very bad effects, political relations in the Western Balkans, I think we need to be good examples in that sense, both individually and to show, as I mentioned before, that we can work together if we're led by proper ideas and right values and principles.